I'm going to spend the next 24 hours here in a Catholic Nuns Monastery in Quebec City. Now, this is not just any monastery, this is Canada's first monastery. It was built in 1639, and all the rooms, well, they're called cells, and we sleep with these people just staring at us in the hallways. And I've even managed to run into one of the sisters. Now let's go and explore the monastery. In the early 1600s, while looking for an alternative passage to India, French European settlers landed in what we now call North America and started building a life in a new world that they called New France. Their mission was to build a better future for themselves than in France, and so, with their move, they brought a lot of their culture here, perhaps most notably Catholicism. Priests and nuns traveled across the Atlantic to establish churches and monasteries so that they could maintain religion in the New World, provide education, and take care of the sick. Unlike in the past, religion, power, and order are no longer intertwined in Quebec, and today, important establishments like the monastery have become less important. In the past 50 years, the Sisters of the Monastère des Augustines have opened up their home to the public, allowing people to stay as guests to experience a bit of nun life, and that is the scene that I find myself at today. This is Isabel, one of the directors at the monastery, and she is walking me through the life and purpose of a Catholic nun.
When people wanted to leave a present or something for one of the Augustinians, they'd leave it there. Lots of women who were pregnant without being married would come and leave their babies there for adoption.
Like someone could have come in, opened this door, and seen a baby?
Yes, exactly, that's how it was.
Can you imagine opening a door and finding a baby just waiting for you? What was the purpose of doing all this, of becoming a nun?
Well, the devotion to God, of course, and to the religion, but also to taking care of the sick and to devoting their life to helping people be better.
Nuns lived a life of suffering, but they chose to live that way because they believed that their purpose was bigger than their individual desires.
They were allowed to have visitors for 45 minutes per month, and when they did have visitors, they'd be on the other side and the visitors would be, and all their meals were in silence.
So this is almost, I guess, back in the day, like the female version of a man enlisting in the army.
Yes, yeah, pretty much.
And I have to ask, since the second I walked in the door, I realized that I think I'm the only male in the building. Do you get mainly female clientele?
Yes, and to be quite honest, I told all my colleagues that I'm welcoming a guy, a cute guy too.
The monastery has over 40,000 artifacts located throughout it, but what I am now most interested in is knowing what my room is going to look like. Oh my god, look at this. This is what a traditional nun's room used to look like. So these are all called cells. Man, look at this. Oh, that's kind of creepy. Okay, good morning. Good morning. This is apparently an exact replica of what an old nun's room used to look like. 2 single beds. Right here we have the desk and the sitting area. This looks exactly what it looked like when I was back in elementary school. Can this fit my knees? Oh yeah. Oh, no. No, we've got bathrobe. That's great, because as you guys can see, we don't have a bathroom. Why, yes we do. These are actually shared bathrooms. And I mean, come on, this has to be the nicest shared bathroom you've ever seen. So this is the room tour. I don't think I could show you all that much else, but now I've been on a train for 14 straight hours. I haven't showered in over 2 days, so this is gonna go on the door because everyone needs some time to relax before the day can get rolling again. And for that to happen, well, I've got to go and get some dinner. But I'm not just going to go and grab some dinner. I'm actually going to show you around one of the most historic, if not the most historic region in all of Canada, Old Quebec. Just walking around here, I noticed 2 big things. One, most of the places you visit are designated National Historic Sites of Canada. And number 2, there seems to be a big barricade surrounding all of Old Quebec. Well, actually, let me explain it from a little bit above. This is the wall that separates Old Quebec from, well, regular Quebec. And this makes this city the only fortified city in all of North America except for Mexico, which doesn't really make it all of North America, but that's how they like to advertise it. Now, you probably noticed as I walked up to that wall, well, there's a little bit of sand here. Well, in Quebec, this is what we call a beach. But if you saw my Ile de la Madeleine video, you might not agree with me. Highly recommend you go watch that. It was great, I swear. But perhaps out of all the things that we know Quebec for, I think the food is one of the most important, which is going to be at Quebec City's only 100% fully vegan restaurant. But as unique as this eating experience is, a more unique experience would be this one. We're all required not to talk. We have to be in complete silence, just like the nuns were for breakfast. Now, I'm usually a pretty reflective person, especially when I eat. I love to eat alone, but I never eat in silence. I usually have Netflix or YouTube next to me. It's almost like there's just a wall, and it's like, okay, you can speak, but now you get into here, and you've got to just start thinking. Everything on this menu is also super healthy. We actually get fruits and eggs and yogurt. I love it. Not again. But wait, I'm not just going to show you this silent breakfast. Instead, I'm going to be bringing you along a morning routine of a Catholic nun. Now, a Catholic nun is typically a woman who devotes her entire life to spirituality. And so the morning routine that I've constructed right now is based on that of a Catholic nun, except we've transformed it into a self-improvement one that you can use, and most of it is all going to be in the confines of a nun's cell. Now, nuns actually typically rise very early, and the first thing that they do when they wake up is they spend an hour reading. After reading, it's time to journal, and I'm using my everyday tool, a prototype Sprought journal. After we're done journaling, the next thing that a nun will typically do is they will spend some time meditating and praying. I've taken out that praying. We're just gonna meditate, and I'm gonna spend 10 minutes doing some active meditation, which means I'm gonna meditate, but I'm also gonna stretch at the same time. And now that we've gone away with all of our meditative practices, well, it's time to get into the physical activity. This is actually the easiest way to practice handstands. Hello. All I'm saying is if the nuns are gonna do anything in the future, you gotta install a little pull-up bar over there. And now I'm heading outside to fill out a booklet with writing prompts for self-reflection that the monastery has provided. And I'm deciding to do it while walking around Old Quebec. It's also cool walking around all these statues and seeing how old they are. Like Marie Rollet, 1617, 1649, and they built her a statue because she's obviously an important, influential figure. But in today's age, what are the influential figures? Like, are they gonna build statues for TikTokers and people like me? This apartment is 43, but this one is 43 and a half. I've never seen the street address of an apartment building be a half. Okay, timer's up, which means it's time to start the rest of the day. Well, I think I've done everything I can at the monastery except for meet one of the 7 sisters. So I'm waiting around in the hallway until one of them passes by me. This is Sœur Carmel. Bonjour, sœur.
Oui, bonjour. Oui, alors je vous souhaite la bienvenue au monastère lorsque l'occasion se présentera.
Sœur, est-ce que tu regardes les vidéos sur YouTube ou non?
Oui.
Ça, c'est ma chaîne.
Parfait. Je vais regarder avec les sœurs.
Okay, merci beaucoup. So I just gave one of the sisters my YouTube channel card, and apparently all of them watch YouTube videos, and they all watch YouTube videos together. Hopefully they'll be watching this. So sisters, si vous regardez ça, if you're watching this, bonjour, hello. I really enjoyed staying here. Thanks for the hospitality. Hey, I hope that you guys are enjoying this video. I am currently in Vancouver right now, and I just wanted to take the next minute to talk to you about the sponsor of today's video, Tiggy. Tiggy is a 15-minute grocery delivery service here in Vancouver. They have no delivery fee and no minimum order count. My favorite part of Tiggy is just how easy it is to use their app. You just download it, open up the app, find the groceries that you want, place your order, and then wait 15 minutes for them to arrive. Now I'm actually heading out to the airport pretty soon because I've got to go continue to film the rest of the series, and I don't have any good travel snacks in the fridge. That's awesome. 15 minutes on the dot. Thank you. See, told you. 2 awesome bananas. Perfect for the snack on the plane. So thank you, Tiggy. If you find yourself in Vancouver or are from Vancouver, you can get 50% off your first 3 orders if you use my discount code 50Sprought. As you can see, they make do on their promise. This was delivered in just over 15 minutes. Thank you, Tiggy, for supporting me as I continue to travel across Canada. Now let's get back to this video. I think it's safe to say that I definitely learned a lot on this trip. For starters, I learned more about Catholic nuns. And you know, being one of the few men, if not the only guy who was in the monastery the whole time, it tells you something about masculinity. So to be surrounded by women is a humbling experience, and it really teaches you to see the world from a different perspective. And I will admit, I am missing a little bit of testosterone. So I'm happy that this is over, but I'm also even happier that I got to try it. This is how you learn more about yourself and about the world. It's by doing things that are outside your comfort zone and things that most people typically wouldn't do. Now, to end this journey through Quebec off, Mike and I are heading over to a different kind of hotel. It's one operated by the people who were here long before European settlers arrived, and it has a pool, great biking and running paths, a beautiful river, and a very unique room style. And one great thing about this hotel that I've honestly not seen too often in other hotels is that they have got a spa built in to the hotel. They're right next to each other, and that means obviously if I can see it from my room, well then I gotta go. I really do want to go. Dude, you would love it here. It's amazing. Yeah? All right, well, let's go then. When you want to focus on yourself, you've got to put yourself in the position to be able to do that. And that's why Mike and I chose this place. Not only is it a First Nations resort, but we also get access to all of this. I've never seen a sauna like that in my life.
Cute. Let's go.
My time in Quebec is coming to an end, and that means that we are officially halfway through this cross-Canada trip. 5 provinces down, and still 5 to go, starting with Ontario, where I'm heading back on the train to find Canada's southernmost point, but not before stopping back home and saying hi to Montreal. That is next week's video, and there will be many more left in this series, so if you haven't already subscribed, please make sure to smash the like and subscribe buttons, and I will see you back at this hotel to start the trip down south. Thanks for watching, I'm Will, and it's a mindset.